Hello, and welcome to the meditation at the Light Institute of Galisteo and the Sanctuary of Light. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, we have a special way that we do this meditation. We divide it into 3 parts. In the first part, we connect with our deepest, most sacred energy, which we call the higher self. We ask it to take a form, any form, and then we ask it to touch our body so that our physicality, our third dimensional self aligns to this cosmic source. And then we draw it into our body and sit in meditation. After we do that part, I'll do an Om so that you can push the pause button, sit in meditation for as long as you like. And you push it again. And in the second part of our meditation, we practice the art of radiance, because light is the source of everything, of illumination, of wisdom, of clarity and expansion of consciousness. So we do that by reaching up into the cosmos and imagining that we're pulling down a beautiful beam of white light down through the top of our heads and coming down into the stomach, the solar plexus. This is the center of the emotional body. And from there we laser that light out from us, stretching out our electromagnetic fields of energy, therefore our presence and our purpose. And so you just, as you breathe in, you draw the light down. As you exhale, you extend it out. And you just continue this process for as long as you like. You will find that it'll take you into a very peaceful and quiet place. Another Om. And in the third part of our meditation, each week people will send suggestions as to how we can use our meditative consciousness to extend it out and help with our consciousness situations or things that are happening in the world. Today, that will be to focus on the children of the planet. Around the world, there are children that are either starving or about to starve, only because of the illusion of separation and power of different countries that don't accept help or take away the food or make it impossible. Children should not suffer from our illusions of separation. And so in that part of the meditation, we'll bring all the children of the world into our mind's eye and ask them what frequency of light they need to somehow be in the right place at the right time and find that nourishment, magnetize the food to them so that they can grow and be healthy and bring us into a new world. If you're ready, close your eyes. We'll begin with our breath, because as we exhale, it physiologically lowers the vibration, lowers the frequencies so that the brain can relax and expand the consciousness. It slows the brain. So breathe in through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Breathe in through your nose and exhale through your mouth. And just feel yourself moving into a quieter space. Now, ask your higher self. It's the intuitive essence of your soul. It's your own inner voice. Ask it to take a form for you. It could be a light or a being, a tree, an animal, an equation. Whatever form comes to your consciousness now, ask it to take form and observe it. Ask your higher self to touch your body where you hold your divine essence at this moment. Wherever it touches your body, imagine that touch and begin to breathe in through that touch, creating a spin point. Breathe in. And now draw your higher self in through that point and into your body and sit in meditation as your higher self. Om. Take a deep breath into your body and imagine that you are reaching up into the cosmos and pulling down a beautiful beam of white light right down through the top of your head, down into your stomach, your solar plexus. And from there, exhale and allow that light to shoot out from you across the planet and back up into the cosmos. And breathe in and draw the white light down and extend it out. As you do that, it will extend your presence and also your purpose in this life. So you can continue that for as long as you like as well. Om. Breathe deeply into your body and bring into your mind's eye all the children of the world, all the children who cannot find food, that are hungry, that need the comfort to grow within their bodies and in their beingness, to be the next generations. Bring them into your mind's eye. And now ask the children what frequency of light from you would magnetize food, support, and shelter to them, so that somehow they are in the right place at the right time, and the food comes and they are nourished so that they can grow and take their place in this world. What color comes to you? When you perceive that color that they're asking for from you, reach up again into the cosmos and pull exactly that color down in a beam of light through the top of your head and laser it out through your solar plexus to the children. And feel as if that light itself is feeding them. That as they take it in, that they are feeling that they've been nourished and fed, and that frequency of light begins to magnetize situations and people or whatever that will bring them the nourishment they need to grow. Continue to do that now, until you feel a shift, until it's as if they show you that they are full, that they have eaten a wonderful meal, that they are no longer hungry. Yes. And take a deep breath into your body and open your eyes. I hope that you will continue to do that exercise when you go to bed, when you wake up, when you think about the world, to think about the children, so that through your consciousness you can create something that travels out into the ethers and actually creates the kind of changes and the manifestation that will now feed them. So thank you. There's a second part to our meditation in which people send us questions. You might want to do it as well every week. And we answer those questions. We create a conversation that can uplift and illuminate all of us who are participating. And Allison will give us the questions that have come for this week.
The first question is from Capetown, South Africa. Dearest Chris, I'm from Capetown in South Africa and have been a great fan of yours for a long time. I still remember the meditation you led at the Sufi Center when you visited here a long time ago, and how magnetized I was when I saw you shopping for a shawl at a healing fair. I only recently started accessing your meditations on YouTube, though. One thing I'm puzzled about in these meditations is, why do we have to breathe out through our mouth? All my other meditation teachers say the mouth is not for breathing. It is for eating. Thank you so much. I adore you.
Oh, very sweet. Oh, that's very fun. Well, your teachers are correct, and they are probably thinking of those exercises of breathing that we call pranayama, where we're breathing in and out through the nose, so that we're creating a clarity, we're exchanging the gases and opening our brain and our bodies to refresh them. But what we're doing with this is something that is a physiological aspect, which is that when you exhale through your mouth, when you exhale, you want to have a long, slow exhale, as we were doing a moment ago, so that as you do that, it slows down your brain. And when your brain slows into alpha, the outer thoughts are arrested, and then the consciousness can expand. But there's something that is germane to the teaching here at the Light Institute, and that is that, yes, the mouth is for eating, but the mouth is the way you communicate, the way you speak out into the world. And our teaching is all about your visibility, your presence, your capacity to use the energy of the heart and the energy of the knowing, of the wisdom that come together in the throat, and then to bring those forward into the world. So our perspective there is how you come out into the world. And if you try yourself, for example, breathe in and now breathe out through your nose. Do you see how it's sort of limited? Now once again, breathe in and exhale through your mouth. Feel the difference of energy when you do that? So the cosmic laws are that the giver has the power, and so it's about the direction of energy. And so we are always taking in from the cosmos and extending out. When we extend out, it allows us to bring the best that we have and to participate in the world through the essence of our life force, which is breath. And so when we do it through our mouths, we are focusing, again, these energies of communication, and we become the source of that, so that we're extending an energy from us. And so when you do that, as we did a moment ago in our meditation, the consciousness is always focused on extending love, extending high awareness, expanded consciousness, goodness out. And so we don't need to think of our mouth as something that's just about taking in life, but that our true purpose and the reason we've embodied at this time is to give a gift into the world. And so when we do that, and we exhale slowly in order to bring our brain into an alpha state of meditation, and then using our consciousness to extend out, illumination, white light perhaps, love, whatever it is that we're focused on, and that we are using our embodiment to actually extend that out. This creates a powerful sense of purpose and connection to the world. So we're all right. Great love. Allison.
The second question is from Hong Kong, and this is someone who attended your event yesterday.
Oh, lovely.
The whole year I go after my daily meditation to different realms. Also, last night it is stronger than my will. It is very pleasant and speeds up my learning process and my perception, making me arrow-sharp focused for some items, but not all. What is it? A new dimension or ...
Well, I am sure that after that event yesterday that had to do with a new identity, with transition, with a new world, and having done all those exercises in consciousness, that indeed, beyond what you were controlling, there was an energy that just took you out into those realms. I like that you use the word realm. It could be a dimension, it could be a realm, it could be any frequency, any point that holds a special energy for you. And what that may be is that because you meditate, as you're meditating, you're expanding your consciousness. And so your consciousness is carrying you into frequencies, whether you think of it as a place or a certain element within your potential that may be home for you. You may be going home consciously to a place that you know. We've had many incarnations, and not all of them here, but in other dimensions and other realms, universes, in which where we could say this is home, or this is a place where you had an experience of your soul, in which you had a different kind of consciousness, a consciousness that in our dimension would give you that extra intelligence, that sharp focal clarity, because you were born with that. So either the meditation or the energies taking you out are bringing you back to that focal point of expanded consciousness, an awareness that's beyond our outer beta consciousness. And so it really doesn't matter whether it's a place. What it is it's a place, or it's an energy that takes you out of the smallness of your beta thought forms and into, probably for you, from alpha into theta, which is a deep, deep meditative space that really is beyond the limitation of what we think of as third dimension. So I congratulate you from that, and also be mindful that when you go there afterwards to say thank you to your higher self, thank you to your consciousness, and even the frequencies that enter your body, that you are being given this energy that belongs to you and that comes to support your life, and also your all of your possibilities to give into this world of who you truly are. Allison.
The last question is from one of our own here at the Light Institute in Galisteo, New Mexico, in the USA. 2 days ago, one of our Light Institute facilitators lost her brother. He died with gentle grace the night before her birthday, and we had all been holding him in the light. At the moment he passed, she and those of us in Galisteo, at separate locations and unaware that he had gone, felt a transmission from him, high-frequency bubbling energies, and even heard his voice. Chris, it would be fantastic to hear your perspective on what actually happened to all of us that night.
Happened to all of us, and it happens to people around the world. Remember that we are outside of time and space. There is this energy, this psychic, spiritual, intuitive energy that links us all together. First of all, perhaps those of us that felt the energy that was released as he again was freed from physicality, which creates, I have seen many deaths, and there is always this expansion of light, this of light as the soul leaves the physical realm. It can be that we are all tied into him because of his sister being a facilitator at the Light Institute, and also because we've known him for many years. But we may have known him in many lifetimes, and certainly for me, I'm sure that I've known him in other dimensions, galactic frequencies, that perhaps he and I share. But so what happens, again, when we are released from our bodies? We think of a shutting down. There's only a shutting down of the blood levels, of the physical levels, but there's an opening. There's a beginning. Death is not just an end. It is a passage. It's a transition to a beginning. And that beginning is an impulse, an energy that takes us back to our source. And what happened with this person is that instead of what very often happens after death, is that people linger a little bit, and then they go into beautiful places in higher astral levels, maybe just before they reach that heaven energy, but usually it's a beautiful natural place where they are guided to review the lessons that they learned and the uplifting and evolution of their soul. And then they go into these amazing infinities of cosmic light. And so we all felt that passage because we had a connection there. And this is why people talk about this all the time. Often they say they go back and the lights flutter at their house, or something strange happens, because the residue, which we would call the spirit, that holds some kind of consciousness and awareness, it actually holds weight and measure from my perspective, is still it is still a little bit attached to the physicality. And so as people move and are free from their body, they're still tethered to our emotions. And very often we feel so much sorrow at losing someone. And the cosmic gigglers, they are not in sorrow anymore. They are feeling infinite love and light. And then they turn around and watch us crying for them. But really we cry because something has left our life, something that identifies us, with which we identify, another person that reflects for us who we are. And so there's a lot of sort of lingering in different ways of many people when they are leaving their body. And this is all perfect because there has to be that disengagement. And this is why it's so important for you when someone passes that you love, is to recognize that of course you can feel your sorrow, but be aware that that belongs to you to release. But you want to release them into the light and to go home. The soul goes back to the unmanifest. It never dies. The soul is eternal. And so if we can begin to think of it in that way, it will change the way we perceive. And then when people realize as they're passing that their beloveds are not wanting to hold them and saying, don't go, don't die. But when we say, we honor your soul to choose, it's your power to choose when you are free. When you have finished your sojourn in physical form in this embodiment. And we must honor that. And when we do, like this person, he went directly into the highest frequencies of light. And there was a recognition that several of us had, that he actually went to a higher place where we could perceive his consciousness. His consciousness joined a galactic council, and he was home and happy, and that made us peaceful and happy when we knew that he had become free of a body that no longer served the purpose of his embodiment. That's what happens.